Ever texted a girl and then waited by the phone for a reply? You know what I'm talking about? You pour your heart into a message, hit send, and then start playing over every word in your head. Did I say something wrong? Did I come off too strong? Am I coming off at all? Do I delete this? Should I have added a smiley face? Look, it happens to the best of us. We get anxious about our messages. But you ever notice how some guys just don't care? They type whatever they want, whenever they want, and girls go crazy for it. Well, today we're going to learn how to be that guy. So grab your phone, sharpen your wit, and open your mind, because today we're diving into the art of texting. More specifically, we're going to cover 3 texting secrets women can't resist. And no, they're not tricks or manipulation tactics. Instead, they reflect a mindset, a way of being that when mastered will make any woman see you as a man of real value. Ready for this? Let's dive in. We're only a few subscribers short of hitting that 1 million subscriber milestone. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure to do so now. Also, we have an incredible community of like-minded men. Join now and take your Stoic journey to the next level. Every great once in a while, you'll meet a man who seems to effortlessly attract women. He's not the most handsome or wealthy, yet he commands attention wherever he goes. This guy knows a secret most men don't: how to wield the power of presence. He doesn't chase women, they chase him, and it all starts with his mindset. You see, most men text from anxiety, from neediness, from a place of ego and performance. They seek validation, afraid of rejection, and crave constant connection. But the Stoic man texts differently. He texts with presence, purpose, and poise. His messages are few and far between, each one carrying weight and meaning. And that's the secret he holds. A secret that drives women wild. The secret of restraint. The truth is, words are the shadows of our intentions. A Stoic man makes sure his intentions are clean, not clever. He understands that the true power lies not in the cleverest comeback or the wittiest repet, but in the intentional use of his words. Every message he sends is a reflection of his inner discipline, his ability to master himself and his emotions in a world that demands constant noise. But how does this translate into actual conversations? What does it look like in practice? We'll tell you that next. There's a quote that goes, "If silence is uncomfortable, it means noise is your identity." Think about that for a moment. If you're the kind of guy who can't stand silence, who feels compelled to fill every moment with noise and distractions, it probably means you find comfort in being seen and validated by others. But true strength lies in embracing silence, in using it to fuel growth and self-reflection rather than shying away from it. Most men reply out of fear. They believe that if they don't respond quickly enough, the woman will lose interest. So they sacrifice their own peace and dignity to chase after validation and connection. But here's the reality. Women respect men who aren't glued to their phones, who have lives and priorities beyond chasing messages. Imagine this. You receive a message, and instead of immediately jumping to reply, you wait, you go for a walk, read a book, work out. Life goes on as usual. You reply when it fits your schedule, not because you have to, but because you want to. This might sound counterintuitive, but this delay becomes a power move, a silent declaration of your worth. See, when you're not constantly available, you communicate that your time is valuable. You're not anxiously waiting by the phone, but you choose to engage when it suits you. This signals confidence, independence, and a life filled with purpose. When you finally do reply, there's a certain magnetism, a sense of anticipation that makes your words carry even more weight. She'll notice the difference, and this small shift in mindset can make all the difference in how you're perceived. By mastering this secret, you transform from a man desperate for connection to one who effortlessly commands attention. Your silence speaks volumes, showcasing a life rich with purpose and a character of quiet strength. Most men make the mistake of bombarding women with messages, hoping to win her over with quantity rather than quality. But the Stoic man is different. He's not afraid of silence. In fact, he uses it to his advantage, asking questions that lead to deeper conversations. Why is this important? Because it's all about balance. You see, conversations shouldn't be a one-sided street. They should be a two-way street where both parties contribute and connect. When you ask questions, you're showing her that you're interested in more than just yourself. You're interested in her thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This makes her feel valued, respected, and heard. But there's more. Asking thoughtful questions also gives you valuable insights into her mind. It helps you understand her perspective, her dreams, and her challenges. This not only makes you a better conversationalist, but also a better listener, a quality highly attractive to women. Here's a simple rule to follow. For every story you share, ask one question in return. This keeps the conversation balanced and encourages her to open up. Here's an example. Let's say you're telling her about a recent adventure you had. Instead of simply describing the experience, ask for her opinion or advice. Something like, "What would you do if you were in my shoes?" Or "How would you approach this situation?" This invites her into your world, making her feel like a partner in the conversation, not just a passive listener. Mastering this secret is about finding the right balance, giving and receiving, talking and listening. It's about making her feel seen, heard, and valued. And when you do that, you become a man of depth and maturity, someone who not only attracts women, but also inspires deep connections and meaningful conversations. Have you ever noticed how some guys seem to effortlessly captivate women? They don't say much, yet their words carry weight. They leave just enough mystery and intrigue, making their company both exciting and comforting. As a Stoic man, you understand the power of restraint. You know that sometimes less is more, and that leaving a woman wanting more is a powerful way to increase her desire for you. But how do you do this without seeming aloof or uninterested? The answer lies in the way you end your conversations. Most guys will sign off with a basic, "See you later," or "Have a nice day." But these endings are predictable, almost robotic, and they fail to leave a lasting impression. Instead, aim to end your conversations in a way that sparks curiosity and leaves her wanting more. Think about it. After you've engaged in a captivating conversation with a woman, you don't want to simply fade out. You want to leave her thinking about you, wanting to continue the conversation. So instead of resorting to generic sign-offs, try something different. Express genuine interest in seeing her again. Say something like, "I really enjoyed talking to you. Let's catch up soon." Or, "It was nice meeting you. I'd love to hear more about that." By doing this, you communicate that you value her company and that you're open to continuing the connection. But why does this work? Because it creates a sense of anticipation, a desire to know more. It leaves a lasting impact that extends beyond the immediate conversation. When you master this secret, you become a man who walks away from a conversation having made a memorable final impression. You don't just disappear after the first encounter, you leave the door open for more, making her eager to continue the connection. And that, my friends, is the essence of the Stoic man who knows how to handle himself in the world of dating. These 3 secrets are just the tip of the iceberg. They're the foundation upon which you can build deeper connections, more meaningful conversations, and ultimately, a more compelling presence. Remember, it's not about manipulation or empty games. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, a man of substance, character, and quiet strength. With that said, until next time, thanks for tuning in. If you found value in this video, don't forget to subscribe and join our awesome community. And if you want to dive deeper into the world of Stoic philosophy, check out our other videos on mental toughness, resilience, and living a life of purpose. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day. You don't need 1,000 emoji to tell a woman you like her. You don't need to send a dozen texts in a row to make her feel loved. And you certainly don't need to beg for a response. These are all things most guys do, and yet they wonder why women ghost them. Or worse, lead them on with little flirty texts without ever asking them out. Most guys are so eager to get a girl's attention that they say anything to get a response. But there's a smarter way. Today I'm going to show you 3 texting secrets women can't resist. I'm going to show you how to be the kind of man who gets invited back for round 2 and even round 3. Because that's where you really separate yourself from other guys. You show her you're not needy by controlling your impulses. You show her you're mature by speaking with precision. And you show her you're a high-value man by never, ever begging for a response. Before we dive into these 3 secrets, let me explain where most guys go wrong. If you took any group of men and put them on a desert island with 7 days to woo the one woman they desire, you would see an interesting thing happen. Within 48 hours, half of them would have already given up. They'd say she wasn't worth the effort, she wasn't attractive enough, or some other lame excuse to justify doing nothing. The other half would start chasing her, complimenting her, bringing her coconuts, trying to impress her with their looks, status, or whatever they thought would win her over. And a few would do something completely different. They'd use the next 7 days to build the best shelter, start a fire, catch fish, create a life worth living on that island. By the end of the week, the chasers would have worn themselves out and gotten nowhere. The rest would have been rejected for not putting in any effort. But the few who built a great life, they got invited back to the shelter every night. Why? Because they had something the other men didn't have. They provided value. The same is true when texting a woman. You must provide value in order to win her over. And you do this with the 3 secrets I'm about to share. Secret number 2, lead with your purpose. Don't play games with women. Don't try to trick them into liking you. And don't beat around the bush when you want to ask them out. Most guys do all 3 and they wonder why women find them childish. Be direct about what you want. Not just what you want, but what you bring to the table. This is the biggest mistake most men make. They're too eager to get attention that they don't focus on their purpose. They send random, goofy texts or anything to get a rise out of her. But it's much better to ignore the urge to be playful and instead lead with your purpose. I know it seems counterintuitive. After all, women love men who make them laugh, right? But studies prove that women are attracted to purpose-driven men. In fact, recent research shows that the top character trait women look for in a partner is ambition. So forget the silly texts and focus on your goal. Make it clear what you offer. You'll be amazed at how attracted she'll be to your no-nonsense approach. Here's how you do it. First, introduce yourself if you haven't already. Second, name drop a recent accomplishment or something you're passionate about. Third, invite her to do something. Put it all together and you have a text that grabs her attention while showing her who you are. For example, "Hi, I just finished filming a video. It was a lot of work but very rewarding. Would you like to grab dinner and a drink sometime this week?" Or, "Hi, I saw your post on Instagram and thought you were super cool. I run a digital marketing agency. What do you do for work?" See how I instantly provide value by showing what I do, then asking for something in return. These are 2 things most guys don't do. They don't know what to say, so they resort to random texts. Or they get so nervous they can't even ask for anything. Don't be that guy. Provide value with your first text, and you'll set yourself apart from the crowd. Say only what must be said. Let action carry the weight. Marcus Aurelius, don't be the good morning guy who overuses emojis, inside jokes, or flattery. Don't text to get a reaction. Text to convey clarity, a direct question, a purposeful invite, or a brief, confident message. Anything more is a waste of words. For example, take this text. "Hey, just wondering if you maybe want to hang out sometime." It's slow. It's filled with filler words. And it's a question she could answer with just 1 word, yes or no. Now compare it to this one. "Free Thursday, drinks or coffee." See the difference? The second text is concise, confident, and leaves room for a real conversation. The first text is slow and pointless. The second one invites her to take action. You see, women are biologically wired to respond to certainty. We evolved in an environment where a man's ability to provide stability was crucial to our survival. So when you text with precision, it implies you're a man of action. You know what you want and you go after it. It's attractive because it implies confidence, and confidence implies safety. That's what women want most in a man. So remember, when you text, don't waste words. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Like the Stoics, act with precision and carry the weight with your actions, not your words. And this brings us to the last secret. Imagine you're in a restaurant and the waiter takes your order. Then when he comes back, you ask him, "Do you think my food is going to be good?" He'll probably look at you weird. You've already ordered, so why doubt yourself now? But many guys do the exact same thing with women. They send a text and then become anxious if they don't get a response. They bombard her with texts until she finally replies, or they send multiple messages in a row until she responds. But you should never beg for a response. Just like the waiter, she'll find it strange and unattractive. You see, when you ask repeatedly for attention, you're implying that you aren't confident in yourself or your value. And that's not the type of man women want. Instead, take the approach of Epictetus, a former slave-turned-philosopher who said, "It's not things that upset us, it's our opinions about those things." You have control over your thoughts, so don't let a lack of response ruin your day. If she doesn't reply immediately, let it go. If she doesn't reply at all, move on. There are plenty of other women out there. Don't waste your time begging for a response from someone who isn't interested. Remember, the woman you desire will be worth waiting for, but only if you're willing to walk away. That's the art of desire, according to the Stoics. By the way, if you want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love. Until next time. My son, Today I will transmit to you 3 secrets about texting that women can't resist. These are the Stoic principles that, when applied to the art of communication, will make her crave your attention. For far too long, modern men have fallen into the trap of chasing, pleading and begging for validation from their phones. They send message after message, hoping for a reply, only to find themselves ignored, or worse. But I say enough is enough. It's time for you to learn how to text with the heart of a Stoic, the mind of a king, and the spirit of a true masculine man. So listen closely, my boy, and let these words resonate deep within your soul, for they hold the key to unlocking the power of purposeful communication. Secret number 3. Master the art of delayed response. In the realm of texting, there's a prevailing notion that you must respond instantly, that your availability should be at her beck and call. But I tell you, my son, that is a fallacy, a modern myth that has ensnared countless men. When you succumb to the pressure of responding immediately, you become a slave to her whims, a puppet dancing to her tune. You forfeit your autonomy, your power, and you cheapen your value in her eyes. But a Stoic man, he operates on his own terms. He doesn't live in a frantic rush, always at the mercy of external stimuli. He remains calm, composed, and in control, even amidst the chaos of digital communication. So my advice to you is this: resist the urge to respond right away. Wait, yes, wait until you've regained your equilibrium, until you can compose yourself and craft a response that befits your stature. Don't let her or anyone else dictate your pace of life. Establish yourself as the master of your time and the architect of your own narrative. And while she may initially test your resolve, she soon come to respect and admire your unwavering center. Remember, it's not about ignoring her or playing games. It's about asserting your value, demonstrating that you won't compromise your principles or abandon your purpose for the sake of fleeting gratification. By mastering the art of delayed response, you transform yourself into a man of substance, a man who respects himself and commands respect in return. No longer will you be a pawn in her game, but a player with agency, power, and purpose. A prevalent misconception in the realm of texting is that a robust and frequent exchange of messages signifies a healthy, thriving connection. However, I say this couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, it is a recipe for disaster, a surefire way to diminish your value in her eyes and destroy the very fabric of your relationship. Far too many men fall into the trap of reacting to every message, responding with an urgency that stems from an insatiable need for validation and connection. But I tell you, my son, this is the path of the fool, the road to perdition. A Stoic man, he does not react. He responds. He doesn't dance to the tune of her whims, but composes his own melody, one that reflects his inner strength and unwavering resolve. You must understand that every message she sends is a potential test, an opportunity for her to gauge your character and assess your worth. If you react, if you respond out of impulse or emotion, you only serve to reinforce her perception of you as a mere pawn in her game. But if you respond deliberately, thoughtfully, and with intention, you signal that you are a man of depth, a man who doesn't crumble under pressure. So heed my advice and cultivate the ability to respond, not react. Become the master of your emotions, the conductor of your own destiny. Let your responses be a testament to your strength, your resilience, and your unbending spirit. By doing so, you elevate yourself in her estimation, demonstrating that you are not just another disposable suitor, but a man of substance, a force to be reckoned with. Remember, it's not about being aloof or uninterested. It's about maintaining your composure, your self-respect, and your power. In the intricate dance of human interaction, where every move matters, respond, don't react. Let this be your mantra, your guiding principle, and watch as your relationships transform into a symphony of mutual respect, admiration, and enduring love. To need nothing is to attract everything. This ancient Stoic wisdom holds profound relevance in the realm of modern dating. Many men, driven by an insatiable longing for connection, find themselves trapped in a cycle of ceaseless pursuit, always chasing after her attention, always seeking to win her affection. But I tell you, my son, this is a perilous path, a road fraught with heartache and disappointment. When you chase her relentlessly, you only succeed in pushing her away, in solidifying the distance that separates you. You become, in her eyes, a desperate, needy suitor, devoid of the qualities she truly desires. A Stoic man, however, He doesn't chase what he wants. He knows that what he seeks must be earned, that the object of his desire cannot be attained through relentless pursuit, but through deliberate action, through calculated moves that demonstrate his value and prowess. You must understand that when you chase her, you chase uncertainty, for you never know whether or not your efforts will be reciprocated. But when you don't chase, when you stand firm in your own truth, you become the very embodiment of certainty, the personification of confidence. Your value is self-evident, and she, like all others, will take notice. So my advice to you is simple yet powerful. Never chase through text. Remain steadfast in your purpose, unwavering in your resolve. Let her wonder about you. Let her thoughts drift to you, wondering why you haven't reached out. And when you do, let your message be enigmatic, full of intrigue, like a well-played card close to your chest. By mastering this art of purposeful detachment, you'll transform yourself into a man of mystery, a man whose value is self-evident, whose presence is magnetic, and whose absence is deeply felt. She will find herself drawn to you, not because you chase her, but because she senses in you a depth, a strength, and a self-assurance that she can't help but admire and respect. Power frame: if she's interested, she'll respond. If she's not, you remain unshaken. You'd rather lose someone than lose yourself. Your value is proven in absence, not overexposure. Most men overtext trying to stay relevant. A Stoic man lets mystery speak louder than repetition. Scarcity amplifies interest. Overexposure breeds boredom. Your words are echoes of your spirit. Text like a man who doesn't seek approval. Text like a man who has purpose beyond romance. Text like a man who understands she's a guest in your peace, not the owner of your worth. By the way, if you found this helpful, share with a brother who's texting like a boy instead of like a king. Subscribe to the Stoic Spirit for more videos on power, peace, and purpose, and comment below. Clarity is my language. Let's build a generation of men who communicate with calm, not chaos.